guys, so today I wanted to do a video about a DIY project that I'm doing. I found it on a blog post and it's basically how to make your own dragon eggs, and it's really simple, really easy to follow. They do look really cool when they're finished and I can't believe how easy it was to make. Like, you look at them and you think that cannot be simple to make, but they are really simple. And yeah, without further ado, let's crack on. That wasn't even meant to be an egg pun, but I guess it was kind of an egg pun. So first of all, you're going to need to get foam eggs. I got quite small ones because it's the only ones I could find really, but I guess you could do whatever size you wanted. Then you're going to need thumbtacks or drawing pins if you're in the UK. Next, you need to get your hands on some nail varnish. A mixture of colours is always best, so you need to get a base coat and then preferably some glitter or like a textured nail varnish just to make it look a bit more realistic. Well, as realistic as you can make dragon eggs look anyway. You're also going to need clear nail varnish just to set it afterwards. It's best to do it on a flat surface, so sitting at a table or something like that. That really helps because you are going to be painting the thumbtacks, so you need a flat surface so that the nail varnish doesn't run. Got everything together, you've got yourself a nice cup of tea, you're ready to begin. I chose a pizza box to put my thumbtacks on to paint them. The DIY tutorial blog post that I found, it does tell you to put them in something while you're painting them and spread them far apart, just because it makes it easier. And the pizza box was large enough to do it, so because it does take a lot of thumbtacks really in the grand scheme of things, so yeah, it's just easier to get something bigger like a pizza box or any kind of box really will do. I'm just going to show you the nail varnishes that I'm going to use. I picked a gel base colour, which is sort of just a plain maroon type colour. Gel because it's long lasting and you know the wear and tear won't be as much. Okay, so when you're ready, all you need to do is get your thumbtacks or drawing pins and just start putting them in the pizza box. Just make sure that they're far enough apart that they won't sort of stick together, because when you put the nail varnish on, it will sometimes sort of leak into each other and then it will be harder to get them off when they're dry. This bit is quite tedious, I'm not going to lie to you. It can be a bit frustrating, but you just need to keep your patience and get a cup of tea and just sit there, put them far enough apart, and once you've done it that one time, you can then go back afterwards and put more pins in the same place because you've already got the holes in the cardboard. Once you've done that, you can then start applying the nail varnish. What you're going to need to do is put a base coat on and then go back to it after a couple of minutes and then go over it again, just as you would with your nails, just so that it looks covered and you can't see through it. You need it to be matte, so not opaque, if that makes sense. Once that coat is dry, you can then add the glitter coat, and if you don't get enough glitter by wiping it across, then feel free to dab it. As the tutorial actually says, dab it instead and then go over it with the clear nail varnish to make sure it's smooth, but I don't know, it's up to you, but I found it a bit more bumpy dabbing it on, but it's completely up to you, it's fully customizable, do what you like to them. This is when it starts to take shape, as when those are dry, you'll be able to see that they look really sort of supernatural and otherworldly because they're really glittery and sort of shiny. If you're happy with those, then you can start to add them to your egg. All you need to do then is transfer them to your egg. The tutorial does say to go in a spiral pattern. It's really hard to explain, but hopefully you can see from the video. But basically you just need to go in like a circular motion and you need to sort of layer them on top of one another, but not so much that they'll fall out of the egg, if that makes sense. But hopefully you can get a better picture from the actual footage. But yeah, practice makes perfect with this. I mean, your first egg isn't going to be perfect, let's face it, so yeah. But it is kind of easy to grasp once you've done it once or twice, so when you've put the first few pins in, hopefully you'll know what I mean. It is kind of hard to judge how many thumbtacks you're going to need, because as you can see I did run out I did about half of my egg before I ran out of them, but yeah, it doesn't hurt to do more and then finish it off the next day or something. It is really tedious and a bit frustrating, but yeah, as I said, the end result is definitely worth it. You know, it's better to do more than less than what you need. So I should have done more in hindsight, but yeah, it's just a bit difficult to judge. But I would say that every egg tends to use about 100 to 150 drawing pins or thumbtacks, so just bear that in mind. Learn from my mistakes. Hopefully now you can see that the egg is starting to take shape and it is starting to look more like a dragon egg. And yeah, nearly done now. All you need to do is make sure that the pins are going to stay in there. So you can glue them in, but I chose not to. But yeah, if they won't stay in on their own, then feel free to glue them in. So now that's pretty much done. You can see how big it is and how it really looks. I did go over these with the clear nail varnish so that they're more shiny and they have a nicer appearance, so yeah.
Cersei, Walter Frey, Meryn Trant, Tywin Lannister.
I hope you enjoyed that video anyway, and I will leave the link down below for all of the instructions that have been written out by someone else because it was their idea, it wasn't mine. Thanks for watching, and if you recreate this then do let me know, like tag me in your Instagram pictures or wherever. Like my username on most things is JoySuzanneXO. I will write it on the screen or something. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!